Hi internet, it's me, Positively Udo. I'm wearing makeup today. OMG. I want to talk about this session that I had called Accelerated Evolution. It's supposed to be an ayahuasca trip without the vomiting and everything else gross like that. So if you don't know about ayahuasca, it's referred to as plant medicine. Ayahuasca is a plant tea, something like that, that has DMT in it naturally. And DMT is this chemical that your brain releases when you die. And so there are plants that naturally have it, and people consume it so they can go on a self-discovery psychedelic trip. And I was listening to people talk about their experience with it. There's this girl named House of Raji on YouTube, and I was watching her experience, and then she made another video called she made a video about something that's just as effective as plant medicine. And so I was like, you know what, I want to try that, because I'm all about self-discovery. Ever since I started taking Zoloft, my life has been, the way I view myself in life has been just totally different. And I just wanted to explore myself some more. So it's called Accelerated Evolution. And how the session went was, think of it like there's kind of this rabbit hole of guided self-discovery. The first layer of this rabbit hole is therapy. And within therapy, there's so many modalities. I would say this is more like EMDR. If you've ever done EMDR with a licensed therapist, this is more similar to that. So there's therapy, which requires state licensure, internship, degrees. And then there is coaching, life coaching, which doesn't require any degree or internship or licensure. Anybody can be a coach. And anybody can train you to be a coach. So this is a type of coaching. Now I've studied and done many different types of coaching. And this one, like I mentioned before, it's like EMDR, where you focus on whatever feelings or sensations come up. Like, if you have an emotional response to something, you speak that. I'm feeling sad right now. Or if a vision just comes into your mind, like, you know what, for some reason I'm thinking of the ocean. Or if a scent comes to mind, I'm smelling gingerbread. Like, you speak what you are feeling. If any of you have seen my meditation video about sensation meditation, I made the video years ago, so don't feel bad if you haven't seen it. But it's very similar to that, where it's just whatever you feel or sense, speak it. And we're going to dive deeper into that. So with the Accelerated Evolution, what we did, I told him I'm having a problem with procrastinating and feeling like a lot of anxiety when people give me a phone call, when I think about trying to get things done. And I used to have this very severely before I started my antidepressant. So before my antidepressants, on a scale of 1 to 10, the anxiety I felt was a 10. But now I'm on my antidepressant. I don't feel as bad as I used to feel, but I'm still behaving the way I used to behave. So right now on a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 7. I would like to get it down to a 0, if that's at all possible. So what we did was we explored that feeling. What's coming up for you? This is coming up. How do you feel about that? What good thing can you say about that? What bad thing can you say about that? Now, what if you could explain it in deeper detail, what would you say? I would say this. What comes up for you when you say that? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, there's a feeling, and then we go deeper, and we go deeper, and then, oh, now this comes up, so now we go deeper and deeper into that. Now let's go back to this and go deeper and deeper into that. Am I supposed to turn here? My GPS, I can't deal with my GPS. My GPS is failing me. Maybe because I'm making a video. So anyway, let me hurry up and finish this video so I can know where I'm going. So that being said, and what I liked about it was that we kept digging into the feeling until there was nothing left. When I've done EMDR, or when I've done neuro-linguistic programming coaching, the point of it was to go back in your history. When was the first time you felt that way? How do you feel about, being 4 years old and abandoned or whatever? We're trying to go back in my history. And then I just feel bad. And it's kind of like going back in time to nurture that sweet little baby. This wasn't like that. This was, okay, yeah. Mommy issues, daddy issues. But how do you feel right now when you think of that? What I like about the accelerated evolution is that it's about what am I feeling right now, not 20 years ago. How did I feel, and how does it make me feel that I felt that way 20 years ago? But how am I feeling right now, and coming to grips with what I'm feeling right now and the feelings that are coming up when I think about the past. How is that affecting me right now? How do I deal right now? I really like that. At the end of the session, my anxiety went down to a 0. Now, what ended up happening was my behaviors were still kind of the same. Okay, I didn't like just 180 start. But you know what? Honestly, actually, I did kind of. I started being more productive that day. And when I was feeling not productive, when I was feeling like, you know what? I want to take a nap. I didn't make it mean so much, I just made it mean, you know what? I want to take a nap. I want to take a nap right now. I'm going to take a nap. My intention is to get some work done, but it's not a crime if I take a nap. So it really did help reduce my anxiety all day, and I did get some things done. And even this morning, I woke up at 6:30. But for some reason, I was just exhausted. And I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to take care of myself. And so I did. And then when I got up, I was productive. I was more productive than I usually am. I'm even making a YouTube video right now. So on Monday, we're going to check in. I'm going to check in with my coach guy. And we're going to explore, hey, was this an effective thing for me? Because, guys, this guy cost me $175. And you can do accelerated evolution. You don't, I'm sure there's people that are, just $100. But this guy was $175. And that, to me, that is a lot of money. To me. I have the money, but that's $175. I could have paid my life insurance with that money. You know what I'm saying? But I always remember that my psychiatrist that I see on a regular basis, she's $60. She's the cheapest I can find in the Metroplex. And I had been working with her for a year. And nothing in my life changed. To get a second opinion, I needed to spend at least $175. To see a different psychiatrist, I could see one online for $175, or I could see one in person for $300, $350. there's some even 400. And I was like, you know what? It's worth it. Let me do this online doctor. And then if that doesn't help anything, then I will do the $350 to see another doctor. The online doctor was $175. He prescribed me Zoloft. That changed my life. I go back to my $60 psychiatrist and I tell her, listen, I'm taking Zoloft. And, there might come a time where I'm no longer seeing you. And she said, that's perfectly fine. The whole point of this is for you to, improve your life and do what actually works for you. But just so you know, Zoloft, it helps with depression and anxiety. It doesn't help with motivation, mood, concentration, or the problems that you said that you had. Because I have ADHD and she thought I have bipolar type 2. No, this second opinion doctor I got, he doesn't think I have bipolar type 2. So now I'm like, for a whole year, I've been thinking I have bipolar. And now you're saying I do. Whatever. So that to say that if I never saw this other psychiatrist, my $60 psychiatrist, she would have never, ever prescribed me Zoloft. If I kept doing what I was doing just because I can afford it, my life would continue to be a shithole. You have to do something different. And sometimes something different costs $200. So I'm very open. I'm very open to trying things that might help me. So when he said $175, I was like, I'll just have to work. I'll just have to, do one more life insurance, sell one more life insurance application this month. Or, work an extra hour, at the clinic to make up for it. It's worth it to potentially change my life. So did this change my life? I don't know yet. This one session, was it worth $175? I would say that $175 is comparable to a session with a licensed therapist or a psychiatrist, though you can find some that are cheaper. $175 is about, $175 is how much I charge as a dietitian. That's how much I charge. It's kind of cool that he didn't have to get a degree or a license and he can charge that. But $175, I mean, that's just market standard for these type of things. It was better than doing nothing. How it compares to other life coaching modalities, I like this better. I felt a result better than other forms of life coaching, based on what I'm needing right now. And Accelerated Evolution, there's more modalities into it. He said there's 24 and I did one of them. So I'm open to exploring at least once a month for another month or two. I'm open to exploring. If he could have it his way, he would do it every week. I'm like, I'm not made of money, sir. Until your sessions start making me more money, we're doing it once a month. That's what I can handle right now. So I'll keep you guys up to date. But it really was, as far as was it like doing ayahuasca? I've never done ayahuasca. I've never taken LSD. Never done anything like that. But based on what people say, how people say that I didn't see colors and stuff like that. But what I did experience was having a thought, having a feeling, and diving deeper into it. And not being, kind of being forced to dive deeper into it. The ayahuasca forces you in a very heavy way to go deeper. But this is a much gentler, and you're lucid, you're not drugged, you're cognizant, you're aware, you have control of yourself. So some might argue that this is better than ayahuasca. I don't know. I've never done it. I might, but based on what people describe their experience, This was kind of similar in a way. So that was my experience with that. If you're considering doing accelerated evolution, unless you have other options that you haven't tried yet, like if I had never gone to a licensed therapist, I would do that before doing this, okay? Just so you know, go to a licensed professional before doing something like this. But if you've exhausted those options already, I didn't have a bad time. I actually, it was pretty cool. It did more than what I was expecting. It exceeded my expectations, but let's see if it actually makes a huge impact in my life. So make sure you subscribe so you can stay tuned for those updates. And until next time, much love, much luck to you and your success. Peace out.